Okay.
Moose, don't walk over there.
No.
Don't walk by the cables.
Sorry, Moose.
Woo.
Sorry, Moose.
Hey.
Hey there.
Our cat just literally walked over the cables that we had just
came unplugged.
that came unplugged. That's why we came unplugged. And then we had to restart the computer because it all connects, I guess. Hi. Thank you for coming back. We are here for another live stream.
That's right.
Right off the bat.
No. Excuse me. Sorry.
Emmy.
No, Moose.
She know cats. They know the perfect spot always. We have Rue here joining us. Hi everybody. Say hello. Sorry about my naked leg. My naked leg. We're growing our feathers back.
That's okay.
Oops.
I'm gonna turn this down. I don't know if we're peaking.
Are we
Just know
peaking?
if the volume sounds good.
So today we wanted to do another live response to another AGDAILY article. These are fun.
Yeah.
These are fun. They're so fun to debunk and talk about and discuss because, oh man, it's just such basic level stuff. But before we start...
It's a fun thing to look through is just search the word vegan on agdaily.com. It's fun.
Yeah. Before we start, we wanted to thank you all. Thanks to all of you who have helped us out with Fairu and Antonio's recent medical care.
Yes.
And any super chats we get today, any Venmos, any purchases on Etsy will go directly towards their medical care. Fairu's getting very excited.
Hey, little bubs.
I know.
Little bubby.
It's almost bedtime for Fairu, so he'll only be on here for a little while, and then I'll have to go put him to bed while you guys keep chatting. Or you can go. Well,
I mean, the article's pretty short. I don't know how long the stream will.
Yeah, maybe we'll be
last,
done
so
by
maybe we'll be done by
8:30.
8 or
Moose,
8:15. Emmy, please.
Let's begin.
I love you so much, but please do not step there.
let's see. Are you guys able to see us?
I think Shoe Vegan says she can see us. He or she.
They.
Twink Vegan can see us. Perpetually Annoyed can see us.
Yeah, let us know if you guys can see us
and
hear us so we can begin. What is happening?
What's going on?
YouTube is not receiving enough video. Do you want to just do it on my computer?
No. Let's see here.
Sorry, guys. Thank you, Shoe Vegan. That's very nice of you.
Is it still?
I think because...
Well, I did mess with the settings here.
Here's Gracie May. This live stream just doesn't want to happen today. We're going to have to write in the comment section when the actual video begins.
Yeah, I don't think I can. Oh.
Yeah, our video is a little choppy in terms of the frame, but it sounds fine. It says Twink Vegan, which, I mean...
I don't know why. I don't know why. Output. Maybe it's because I'm trying to go 1080 instead of 720 this time. So
let's just go back to what we were doing before.
I don't think I can change it now that we're live. But hold
Really?
on. Oh wait, maybe.
What about
the
button that says apply?
Yeah. Hold on.
Well, I can see you too, Merzy Dotes. This is Fairu. Antonio's actually over on the back of the couch. This is Fairu. He is such a lap baby, aren't you? Let's bide our time and talk about how Fairu is doing. Fairu is doing very well. His prosthetic will be ready in 2 to 3 weeks. That's exciting, huh? We'll be able to walk again. Because right now we're just we're doing a lot of balancing, which is good because it strengthens our core and our leg, and we're getting exercise outside every day in the mornings and evenings, not during the day because it's 90+ degrees every day. The video quality is good?
Video quality is good.
Okay, I mean,
YouTube is telling us no.
Yeah.
But if you guys can hear us and see us and everything looks good, then that's good enough for me.
I mean, it's playing for me choppy on my computer, so I don't know. We're not. I don't know that.
Well, I scaled it down to 720.
It's just weird. I don't know what it is because everything's plugged in the same as it always is. I don't know.
Let me see.
Sorry, guys.
That's what live streams sometimes are about. Are you flinging pumpkins all over the place?
Thank you.
All right.
That's what this is for. We just sometimes we get comida stuck in our
It's
in our
good
beef.
on mine too, says Mersey. So let's pretend like that yellow error thing on YouTube isn't there, and we will continue.
Yeah, and so what? If you guys can hear us, okay. If it's a little choppy, whatever. Bubby does not like what I'm doing, but he got a piece of something stuck under his tongue, and he just salivated and flicked it all over me. So we are just doing the way to do. Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's begin. Finally.
So let's come over here.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much for that reminder. Yes, everyone likes this video. I'm gonna like it. There we go. 3 likes, 4 likes. It's like a telethon. Let's go. Like.
Whoa.
So, are you going to pull up the article for everyone to see?
I will.
Paragraph by paragraph, not like before. Zoop.
So we'll move down here and...
There we go.
I'll come over here and close this annoying advertisement. All right.
So.
So here we is.
Perspective. The anti-meat movement is mainstream, and that should be concerning. Concerning for who? Oh, who's writing this? The Farmer's Daughter.
Yeah.
USA. Amanda. Oh, I can read it here.
Zaluki J.
Zaluki. I don't know. But, okay, so Bubby's already feeling the frustration.
Yes.
Let's begin. Have you noticed that meat is always the culprit? It's not meat. Let's start with that. It's not meat. It's the animal, the meat that came from the animal that was once alive, who was killed against their will. That would be the culprit.
It seems to be why most people want to avoid eating. I mean, for vegans, that's why we want to avoid animal products. It has nothing to do with the product itself. It has everything to do with the exploitation involved in obtaining the product.
Obesity, environmental degradation, cancer, animal abuse, climate change, rainforest destruction, stress, violence, literally whatever the societal ill, even if the link with meat is dubious, the grand solution is always for humans to stop eating meat.
All right.
You got it.
I mean,
you got it.
Right there, like obesity. Does meat contribute to obesity? Absolutely. It's very high in fat. Environmental degradation. Does meat contribute to environmental degradation?
Factual.
Absolutely.
Forests are cleared for agricultural land that is mostly used to graze animals.
Yeah.
Cancer. Factually proven.
Factually. According to the WHO, red meat and processed meats are both carcinogens.
They contain IGF-1, which is a cancer-promoting hormone.
Yeah.
Animal abuse. Killing an animal against their will. Is that considered abuse? The answer is yes.
Yeah. That's pretty factual. Climate change, methane and carbon dioxide are emitted. Methane is actually a more potent greenhouse gas.
Can you go grab...
Yes.
Arya wants to get out of the...
But I don't know where Grace...
It's okay. She's up there on the cat tree. Yeah, the methane... and now they're coming up with these crazy loop, what do you call it, workarounds, where they're putting masks on cows.
Well, they want to try to capture the greenhouse gas emitted by cows rather than stop farming cows.
I'm sure the cows love that. I'm sure it's very affordable for the farmers, especially the small farmers. But you guys, you know, you can keep doing that. You can keep plugging the holes in the ship until you can no longer do that. Let's see, rainforest destruction.
Factual.
Rainforests
in Brazil are cleared all the time for raising cows. For meat, stress and violence.
Stress is a very general, general.
Yeah, I don't know if they're saying by eating meat people become stressed, or are meat processing workers stressed? The answer would be yes. Are the animals in slaughterhouses stressed? The answer would be yes.
Yeah.
Does eating meat cause the eater of meat stress? That I don't know. Mm-hmm. Violence, absolutely. It is literally violent to take someone's life, to kill them against their will.
So let's continue reading. You can read the second bit.
Yes. Let's see here. These ideas are no longer the crazy rantings of a Peta member either. Schools are implementing Meatless Mondays.
Oh no!
Recipe websites are banning meat dishes.
You mean Epicurious? Thank you.
They absolutely mean Epicurious.
Because they care about the environment.
And meat alternatives are growing in popularity on the premise of solving meat's destructiveness. The anti-meat narrative has gone mainstream. It's not really, I guess you could frame it as an anti-meat narrative, but it's more like a pro-animal rights, pro-having the earth be habitable, pro-humans not dying of heart disease and cancer narrative.
Yeah. Why don't we flip the coin and look at it glass half full? I mean, here's the thing. All these things all these aspects of our world, of our planet, of our lives, of the animals' lives are impacted. Farmers are the only ones negatively impacted. Yeah. Can you guys think of another negative impact of, let's say we had the choice to wave a magic wand and completely eliminate all animal farming tomorrow. I mean, not taking into account the obviously having a ton of animals that need to go to sanctuaries now, but let's think of, like, fast forward to the future. What would be the negative impact of transitioning to a plant-based, a vegan world? I mean, we've done this before. We've transitioned from horse-drawn carriages to vehicles, except at Disneyland, apparently. Disneyland
in
needs
Times
to stop.
Square, right?
Yeah,
in New York City.
Yeah, I think there was a law passed about that in New York City, but I have to look for it. We've done it with so recently Philip Morris, get this crazy thing, Philip Morris is asking the UK to ban cigarettes by 2030. Now, there's a sort of like what could be their what's it called when you have a second, like a hidden intention?
Hidden agenda?
Yeah, what's there? Is there a secret agenda to this? It sounds a little, because Philip Morris is the corporation.
Like, Philip Morris makes cigarettes, but they want to ban cigarettes. This can't be right.
Yeah.
And then what was revealed?
That I think they want to encourage alternative forms of smoking.
Right.
But
they still want to sell you tobacco.
But
just in the form of,
there is a transition happening. So we're going to, that is something that will eventually happen. Cigarettes will be banned. Yes, let's put Gracie. Let's put Gracie in the guest room.
Come here, baby May.
Our kittens are having a little tiff because it's time for dinner, and they get.
It's okay.
Gracie May.
It's okay. Come here, my love.
Say bye. Okay, so transitions happen in society as we evolve. That's just something, that's just the natural pacing of life, of the world. anything to add? Oh yeah, meatless Mondays.
Oh, I mean, meatless Mondays are like
it's the least of our concerns.
Meatless Mondays are like a Band-Aid on a shotgun wound.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, let me just try to...
When I say it's the least of our concerns, I mean, they make it sound like it's this huge deal when it really, we would like it to be meatless weeks.
Meatless all the time.
Meatless Monday through Friday.
But yeah, I mean, Meatless Monday is better than never Meatless Monday, but Meatless Monday is not a vegan thing, nor is it really an anti-meat thing, because you're still eating meat 6 out of 7 days a week.
Ulterior motive. Twink vegan. Thank you.
There you go.
Ulterior motive. Thank you.
Your deficient vegan diet.
Hi,
you that brain fog. Hello. Is it V-Lamb or V-I-am? Did we establish this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let us know.
V-Lamb or V-I-am?
40-year-old vegans here. Woohoo! Oh, we need to chat about our future collab. Okay, continuing on. I'm so excited. We haven't read this article, by the way, so this is the first time we're reading it.
So it shouldn't surprise us that a proposal as radical as the Paws Act almost made it on the ballot in Colorado, and a similar initiative is gaining support in Oregon. The proposed laws would essentially criminalize good animal husbandry practices with penalties for things like neutering, spaying, and artificial insemination.
We're ending that sentence early. I can already tell. Because I think well, she's right. She said criminalize good animal husbandry practices. Now, why would you
criminalize? Well, what are good? We have to define.
Here's the thing. For us, there's no good animal husbandry because animals are autonomous beings who are deserving of their natural right to freedom and freedom to have their bodies belong to them. So good, but she's being sarcastic. She's like, well, they're criminalizing us for doing a good job at what we're doing,
I guess she's saying that these things, neutering, spaying, and artificial AI, are the good practices?
Yeah, but I think what I meant is she's ending the sentence early, is I'm sure, standard industry practice, as you guys know, most of these things happen without anesthesia. Artificial insemination is rape. When they say neutering,
I think what they mean is cutting the testicles out of a pig while he's fully awake and conscious. That's what they do to pigs, by the way. Baby pigs. Baby male pigs, they just cut their testicles out.
Because there's so many. How many pigs are being farmed every single day in the U.S., in the world? You think they're going to gently, weigh them, figure out how much anesthesia they need, how long they need to be out for, or a sedative? You think they're going to take that time and go through every little piglet and inject them and wait and then have them recover? No, they just pluck them off and throw them back in with the mix, give them a bunch of antibiotics so they don't get an infection.
Yeah, they really abuse the fact that pigs are actually very tough, strong animals, and human beings abuse that. They go, oh, well, we'll just cut their teeth out, we'll cut their tail off, we'll cut their testicles out, and we'll throw them back into the factory farm. Oh, V. Lamb clarified, V is for Vivian, because people in Hong Kong find her name difficult to pronounce. Lamb is a family name.
Welcome to the world of foreign names. That's why
you go by Anna.
That's why I go by Anna.
Yeah.
My full name is Ana Carolina, but in the U.S., when I first moved here, people started calling me Anna Carol, Anna Carolina. I know.
But what in Costa Rica you go by?
Carolina.
Right.
I go by my middle name in Costa Rica. Right? Or Caro. Yeah, but I get you.
But even here in the States, Anna is really tricky.
What is your...
Because Anna is what pops up a lot of the time.
What is your name in...
HK, I'm assuming it's Hong Kong, but I guess that's an assumption on my part.
No, it should be. But I just realized that you won't be able to pronounce it for us because I can't hear you.
Well, thank you, V. V is a Patreon patron, and if you guys like our channel, if you get value out of our content, if you want to become a Patreon patron even for 1 month, All of our donations go directly towards helping Fire-Roo and Antonio and Jacqueline, who are our 3 rescued animals. We rescued them. And Fire-Roo and Antonio specifically both had major surgeries recently.
Yes.
So any super chats you donate today, you can also donate via Venmo or PayPal, or get yourself some swag at our Etsy store.
Yes, we want to sell out so badly. So we can... Oh, well, that's another story. But we have new projects on the horizon. You can finish the paragraph because I totally interrupted.
The last sentence says, if these proposals ever became law, farmers and ranchers would be convicted for taking care of their animals. No, they're not going to be convicted for taking care of their animals.
Yeah, I'm sure that makes sense. That's why the law is...
They're going to be penalized for the act of neutering, spaying, and artificial insemination.
How about...
I don't know that impregnating someone against their will is taking care of them. I don't know that cutting someone's testicles off without anesthesia is taking care of them.
Let's look at what
farmers and ranchers would not be convicted for taking care of animals.
Hold on. So let's look at the source of what she's talking about, the Paws Act, which I hadn't heard about before.
To protect animals from unnecessary suffering and exploitation.
That sounds reasonable. Sounds reasonable. It's also known as Initiative 16. Anyone from Colorado. Okay? Take note. It said that it almost made it on the ballot.
Almost made it on the ballot.
All right, it will. It will make it on the ballot. But basically, it would have...
But wait, then she's complaining about something that didn't happen?
Well, she says
in Colorado?
That's why it's called... What's the article called? It's like a threat.
Well, it's called The Anti-Meat Movement is Mainstream, and that should be concerning.
Okay.
We should be concerned.
So this act, this measure did not make it on the ballot, but it would have established a safe haven for some livestock, mandating that they live a certain portion of their lives before they could be slaughtered, an idea that was hard fought by the agriculture community in numerous rural counties.
Of course.
Mandating that they live a certain portion of their lives before they could be slaughtered?
Yeah.
How funny that...
They're like, we can't raise these pigs past 6 months. It's going to cost us all sorts of... it's going to cost us food, water.
But how incredible that they live a certain portion of their lives. Isn't that sort of the point of being alive?
Well, not for an animal that's being slaughtered needlessly for taste pleasure. I mean,
right.
The reason they slaughter pigs at 6 months old and other feathered animals, who I won't mention now, at 6 weeks old, and other four-legged, black and white, spotted animals at a year or 2 old, is because all farmers are trying to do is get the animal fat enough, big enough, heavy enough.
As fast as possible.
As fast as possible so that they can spend the least amount of money in... Emmy...
Yes, she's playing with a box.
Emmy's playing with a new box. They want to spend the least amount of money on food, water, the housing them. They want to get them fattened up as quickly as possible and sell them off to market as fast as possible.
Because that's what's economically viable.
Yeah, and it's not like farmers aren't mean. They don't hate pigs. They're not doing this just to be cruel.
No.
Their livelihood is dependent upon getting these animals from babies to slaughter weight as fast as possible for as cheap as possible so that they can make the most amount of profit.
Yeah. It's pride, it's profit. Ooh, we should think of a third P word. Pride, profit, and you guys fill in the blank. Because really, tradition, ties into pride. I know we see a lot of footage and we see a lot of abuse, and it's much too common. But there's a whole other component of farming and agriculture that involves I mean, that's a whole other topic, you know, like slaughterhouse workers and how they have to objectify the animals in order to do their jobs. Yeah. Essentially.
It goes against the compassionate human nature. What goes on in slaughterhouses and factory farms, like it goes against everything that's in human nature. Yeah. So we have, and this is a common technique actually used by countries that are trying to, you know, create an enemy out of other countries. We've seen that in the past too during wartime. Countries will make other countries out to look like subhuman or make them lower in status somehow, objectify them, make them objects, make them evil, make them annoying, make them whatever, so that the real evil, cruel thing that we're about to do to this living being, now it makes us feel a little bit better because we've, you know, kind of distanced ourselves, or we've separated them, or we've turned them into this thing that it's okay to treat them this way. It's never okay to treat them this way.
Well, let me read a little bit more about the Paws Act.
Sure. Well, real quick, Twink Vegan says, I'm kind of floored that they just straight up listed artificial insemination as a good animal husbandry practice. You'd think they try to avoid mentioning that because it's really screwed up. And yes. Yeah. And it's funny that, like, the argument that we almost always hear is, well, would you rather the cow be artificially inseminated or be inseminated by a bull, and that could result in injury or other sorts of, you know, and there's never the third option of, how about let's just leave them alone? Yeah. You know, if you create a false dichotomy like that, oh, would you rather be like violently sexually assaulted or artificially inseminated in a hospital? Which would you choose? Well, that's not the only two options.
Yeah. How about neither?
How about neither?
Also, let's just a quick review. Artificial means the opposite of artificial is natural. Insemination is, you know, women get artificial insemination all the time, usually by choice. I would hope by choice. Animals, it's funny that the term is also used for animals when it isn't by choice.
No. It's forced upon them.
It should be forced insemination, but we like to call it artificial insemination, don't we, farmers out there? Because it feels better, because it sounds better. And y'all know that, you know, anyone who listens to this and gets triggered, farmers, agricultural, you know, it's because it's true, because these are just facts. This isn't misinformation. All right, the measure would also would have expanded the definition of, quote, sexual act with an animal, criminalizing such conduct and methods used in breeding. So, you know, then it goes to explain why this was rejected, and it's a lot of like, oh, it violates the Colorado Constitution, which, you know, a lot of these documents are so old and they need to be updated.
I mean, how is like inserting a fist into the anus of an animal, grabbing her cervix, and then inserting a pipette of semen, how is that not, what did they phrase it as? What it is not also affects the care of all. Yeah, then this is language this is legal stuff. Yeah. What did you say? They call it like, it would basically reclassify AI as sexual act with an animal, in quotes. And I was just saying, if you insert your fist into the anus of an animal and hold her cervix and then stick a pipette full of bull semen, like, how is that not sexual conduct with an animal? That's, by definition, it's sexual conduct with an animal.
This is when I say...
That makes you feel uncomfortable.
By the way, I didn't... Can you let Emmy out? She locked herself out. She locked herself in the room. So, you know, I'm not a lawyer, but I will read this to you just to show that we're not omitting information. But basically, one of the reasons they rejected this particular part of it is, quote, because these subjects are not necessarily and properly connected, there is the potential for the very kind of voter surprise against which the single subject requirement seeks to guard. They are overcomplicating this. Voters might not understand that what is nominally a livestock initiative also affects the care of all animals. Well, shouldn't it? Under the proposal, livestock would have had to be allowed to live at least a quarter of their normal lifespan before they could be slaughtered.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Said that...
For farmers, that's a long time. A cow can live to 20.
Said that when they shouldn't, quote, needlessly suffer, and barred them from being spayed or neutered. And then they went into fiscal analysis and the price of meat products and how much this would cost. This ruling earned immediate praise from several opponents, including the Colorado Farm Bureau. Surprise. Just skimming along. Yeah, so basically it didn't pass, and obviously Colorado is a very farming-centric state. It is still, is it Midwest? No, it's sort of, yeah.
Colorado, no. Colorado
No?
is
I mean, it's
Rocky Mountain.
almost our neighbor. But it's
Almost.
still sort of, isn't it below South Dakota?
Colorado, no. Colorado is underneath of Wyoming, I believe.
Oh, well, Wyoming, Montana, also very, very big farming states, so.
But, I mean, 25% of their natural life, like I think pigs live about the same number of years as dogs, which, 12 years, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at 3 years, letting a pig live to 3 years, and right now they let pigs live to 6 months. So yeah, feeding pigs an extra 2.5 years before you slaughter them.
That's going to cost a lot.
That's going to cost a lot.
Money.
So yeah, I can understand why farmers would be like, WTF.
Mm-hmm.
But the real WTF is WTF. Are we murdering needlessly these sentient beings?
But see, I appreciate that this initiative failed now. But what's going to happen, and I hope will happen, is that they will go back and rework it. Yeah. There was a really...
They'll shave it down until it passes, and then we can add things.
There was a really good episode in The Crown that reminds me of this, where Margaret Thatcher had to sign a document that was... The Queen was asking for, like, economic sanctions. And... the word sanctions, I wonder, I'm sure this happened in real life, but the Queen's people, I don't know what the guy's role is, but went back and changed the word sanctions to a billion different other terms until one of them was approved by Prime Minister Thatcher. And I think this is what's going to happen here. It's like they just need to do a little reworking of the terms. Because Colorado is apparently not ready to let cows live a quarter of their lifespans.
Yeah, I would say
it's too soon for that. So we need to
so maybe they would scale it back to 15%.
Yeah. Did you know what we talked about with incrementalism? Mm-hmm. That's exactly what we mean. So this is a welfare measure. Maybe Bubby wants you because he's very he's been like trying. He loves Brian.
Little Bubby is my boy.
Yeah, and Big Bubby, I should get you over here. But will you guys be okay with each other?
Hi.
But yeah, this is what we're talking about when we talk about incrementalism. Welfare ballots or measures like this are necessary in order to get to the end goal of veganism. And sometimes we need to move a little bit slower. Unfortunately. So let's continue.
Oh, Zell Naga says, consider collab with other known vegan YouTuber and get more traffic for live and like, share, subs. We do want to do some collabs with some other vegan YouTubers.
Yeah, anyone out there who wants to collab with us? I mean, we're working on one with Gabriel Viñas. If you guys don't know who he is, follow him on Instagram. He's an amazing sculptor, recently turned vegan. And anyways, we're going to go off on a tangent here about it. But yeah, anyone is welcome to request a collab. Okay, moving on with the article. But there's something else that scares me even more than sending these ridiculous initiatives to the ballot. It's the fact that there were enough people in Colorado and Oregon who think it was necessary. Oh, you mean...
That's what scares you?
You mean minds are changing? What? Most people probably don't understand, in bold, the ins and outs of good animal husbandry.
Oh, yeah.
No one expects them to. Oh, yeah, because, us dumb city folk.
We will, it's funny, she's like, we will take care of the good animal husbandry. We don't expect you guys to understand what good animal husbandry is, so just let us do our thing. You keep going to McDonald's.
Someone's not...
Keep going to Ralph's and buying steaks. We're going to take care of the animal husbandry. Let's just not expose too much behind the curtain.
But why else would they sign onto a law that allegedly outlaws animal abuse, neglect, and assault unless they think that's happening on our farms?
Right. Well,
you know.
You just admitted up top here that neutering, spaying, and artificial insemination do happen on your farms because you're worried that the proposed law would criminalize those things. So those things are happening.
Pardon me, I'm going to get Antonio.
Oh, you're going to get the big bubby?
I'm going to get Big Bubby. He's been here for...
See, this is little bubby, and this is big bubby.
But you're going to face right.
I just do this because...
This is Big Bubby.
Hi, big boy. Hey, handsome.
Right, so she's
handsome and big.
Why would they sign on to a law that allegedly outlaws animal abuse, neglect, and assault unless they think that's happening on our farms?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Based on many videos and footage that we have witnessed, it does happen. Whether it happens on your farm or not, it's not relevant. The law, if it's not happening on your farm, then the law wouldn't apply to you then, would it? So what is she so scared about?
Yeah, I mean,
if you do believe in good animal husbandry,
right,
then
it shouldn't affect your farm.
It shouldn't affect you.
Right. Well, it's interesting. I mean, a couple things are interesting. She's, I think, playing dumb in the fact that it's like not acknowledging or recognizing the fact that there could be people who are completely opposed to meat and dairy and eggs, and they're voting for this bill as a stepping stone, right? So there are people that will do that. There are some vegans who don't believe in welfare laws, and they will not ever vote for them. And there are many vegans who will. And hold on one second. You're so talkative, Antonio.
No, he's a talkative bubby.
The other thing is that it very well may be that people don't necessarily oppose the farming part of the animal, like the raising the animal, the giving them milk, the giving them food, giving them these things. What they're opposed to is the eventual slaughter, the eventual needless death. So they're opposed to farming because of where it leads. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like, if you feed a cow, no one's going to be like, you're abusing the cow. The abuse is that you're feeding the cow to fatten the cow, to then sell the cow to be chopped up into pieces and wrapped in plastic and sold to consumers.
Yeah.
But she knows this.
She's just being intellectually dishonest.
Yeah. So next we have, once upon a time, Peta members were nothing more than fringe radicals, throwing red paint on models wearing fur. Society's perspective is shifting, though. And now an increasing number of Americans are open to lab-created meat products.
Okay, let's take that for what it is. Wow. Those are all facts.
Yeah.
Let's catch up with you guys real quick. Oh, maybe it will pass in Oregon? I hope so, Rebecca Coombs. Hey. Let's see. Oh, Colorado is Western. Thank you. I have... Oh, hold on. Going back. Hi from Sarshar. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I missed a bunch of stuff from you guys. Firu is cuddly. Yeah, Twink Vegan says, I'm kind of floored that they just straight up listed artificial insemination as good animal husbandry practice. Oh, we read that one.
My boy.
That's
my boy.
Livestock French, yeah.
Boy.
I think Merzy Dote says, I think some of the mindset rationalizes abuse, even to humans, but the delusion is that, quote, this is better for them than nature, quote, but the word husbandry is also revealing of a mindset about husbands.
Yeah, I've never known why it was called husbandry.
Yeah.
It seems like a weird word to
Marriage,
use.
I don't know. Let's see. Why else would they sign on to a law that allegedly outlaws animal abuse? Exactly, that's what we're saying. Unless they think it's happening on our farms, yeah.
Zelnaga
says,
you're
quoting this. Yeah.
Zelnaga says the chicken vocals are ASMR.
Aww, we should make ASMR videos of Antonio.
Antonito. You just have to...
Yeah, listen. Hey. Hello. Oh, there. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Going. Incremental change is frustratingly slow, but better than no change. Yes, we agree. We are abolitionists at heart, but we know that incrementalism is. We just have to live with that at the moment, and it will exponentially. It will become exponential to where eventually enough people are like, oh, this all makes sense. Let's speed things up. Because I think the web that is veganism, it is really a web. The more people go vegan, the more people they influence and inspire, and it's just a growing movement. This is why these articles are being written. So, let's see. Okay. Let's continue. Antonio.
Twink Vegan says, fringe radical PETA member is my type. If he exists, send him to DC.
Fringe radical PETA member. Oh.
The type of guy he'd be attracted to.
Yeah. Yeah, a good man who is passionate about animals is likely to turn on any girl.
You talking about Chris Hemsworth again?
Oh, I don't think he's speaking.
No, I don't think he is.
No.
Liam was plant-based for a hot second. Liam Hemsworth, that is. But my brother Liam...
I thought you were saying your brother.
No, my brother, I have a brother named Liam. All attractive men have a brother named Liam. I think that's the takeaway.
Who isn't attractive? Because your brother is very good looking.
Who's arguably more attractive than...
No!
A younger brother named Liam. A younger brother.
If I were 20, then sure. But I'm happy with your... Anyways,
now that you're 22,
we are so getting off topic.
No, I was gonna. My brother Liam is one of my only family members. He is the only family member
who seriously
taking veganism seriously.
Well,
like a serious ethical.
He's seriously taking veganism seriously.
Yes, I had to say it twice.
It's true.
That is true.
It's honestly nice, so refreshing.
Yeah, my mom will eat vegan with us, and I have some other family members that they'll eat plant-based when they're around us. It actually seems important to my brother Liam.
Yeah, and that makes a difference. My mother is the only vegan in my family that I know of. I have a cousin who's vegan, I believe. But yeah, it's certainly it makes a difference when the people that you are close to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the article.
Yes. It says Michigan State University's 2021 Food Literacy and Engagement Poll found that 41% of Americans were likely to buy faux meat that looks and tastes like real meat. That's up from only 33% in 2018. Oh no.
Oh no.
The numbers are likely to continue climbing as grocery store shelves boast a wider selection from beef and milk to chicken and even cheese. Yes, consumers are demanding more plant-based products, and thus more plant-based products are being produced. This is called supply and demand, farmer's daughter.
Yes.
You're probably familiar with this concept.
And let me insert this nugget of fact for you here. this is not our fault. This is, you know, farmers love to be like, oh, vegans and activists, you're misinformation, blah, 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 and you're, oh my goodness.
What?
He saw something out the window.
Was it a crow?
And you're messing up, you know, you're affecting our family business and our traditions and the way things should be. We're considered a minority.
It's just an extreme minority. Vegans are an extreme minority.
If anyone's doing anything wrong here, it's the farmers. Something's happening. Like if you are concerned, if you, like, these are big corporations, these are big, you know, like this has been a tradition,
billion-dollar industries, right?
For years, for decades. And
look at all the billboards. Look at all the commercials.
And our little vegan minority,
3% of the population, I think,
is making such a huge impact. Then, really, is it not the fault of you, farmer's daughter,
the farmer's daughter,
yeah, and
the farm
and your compadres, for something's not right. Like, you're not doing something right here. I mean, because we can't possibly be that influential, that strong. We're such a minority, right?
Such a fringe radical group.
Yeah. So you're either not putting out the right image, you're not taking care of your marketing. Like, we're seeing right through that.
Not putting in the work. Well, as we always say on this channel, like, no company on earth would market to vegans exclusively.
Yeah.
That's a ticket to bankruptcy. You're not going to just sell products geared towards only 3% of the population of the United States. That's foolish. So, and also, grocery stores are not stocking their shelves with plant-based products
just for vegans.
For the 3% of vegans that shop there. It doesn't make any sense. Clearly there are non-vegans, mostly non-vegans,
closet vegans,
buying these products. Mm-hmm. If only vegans were buying the products, you wouldn't see the 33% to 41% jump between 2018 and 2021.
But you know, we're seeing a lot of these articles, a lot of farmers, and like, we're not against you. We're for animals. We're against animal abuse. We're pro animals having the right to live their lives free of suffering. But we're seeing a lot of these articles crop up. They're afraid. AGDAILY, like, I mean,
they're very scared.
They're very scared, and they tend to blame vegans. They tend to blame activists when really, I mean, let's look at it realistically. Like we said, we're supposedly this little group of the little minority and fringe group of people, apparently impacting the entire world, all of social media. Yeah. To the point of getting lab-grown meat on the docket, and
well, I was just going to say, well, first we need to
thank you
throw out a
so
huge shout out to
much.
Joni Contreras. They just donated $4.99 in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank
Fireru
you.
Thanks you. Antonio
thanks you.
Antonio.
He
and
says,
Fireru.
I hate when liberals think only white people are vegan. Yeah, we made that video last weekend. I am a person that grew up in a third world country. So did I.
Yes.
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And
I visited there. I don't know that third world is accurate. I know that's classified.
For the longest time, I have said Costa Rica. Well, the thing is,
very much like
there are metrics that they use, like, you know, politics and infrastructure, and, like, you know, how long it takes to fix a road, which everyone in Costa Rica knows it takes years to fix a hole in the road, things like that. But you go there, dude.
Yeah, but San Jose is
our air is clean.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to San Jose Centro and it's like a little bit questionable, but.
Well, I was going to say San Jose just felt like a city. It's just like a normal city. Like, the street signs are written in Spanish.
But we have one little city, and then everything else is beautiful and clean and pristine, and hunting is banned. Hunting is banned in Costa Rica, except for sports fishing. Come on, get on the.
Guess who does most of the sports fishing in Costa Rica.
Yeah, most of the sports fishing is done by foreigners.
Tourists.
Yeah, tourism is our biggest income driver. So,
Thank you.
shall we continue?
Yes, I did want to acknowledge.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
Rebecca Coombs made a comment here in the chat. She said she has non-vegan family members who only buy Beyond Sausage because they like it. They like it better than pig sausage. So, yeah, I mean, that just goes to show, like, I went to where I work. It's a home-based guitar shop, and I saw empty Beyond Sausage wrappers near the grill over at Avi's place. And he's definitely not vegan, but they did have, clearly someone was grilling Beyond Sausage, and I did see some Orgain vegan protein powder on top of the fridge too. So
you gotta ask him who that was so you can like jive.
And I saw my boss's wife cooking with Miyokos. She was like, "Have you heard of this Miyokos butter?" I'm like, "Yes, I have." But it's good because I like when non-vegans discover vegan products
and they act like
products.
You've never heard of it. No, this is our entire lives.
Like, yes, I'm aware of Miyokos, but I'm glad that she's trying it.
Zelnaga, I like that as a slogan. That should be a bumper sticker. Cut less heads, grow more plants.
Yeah.
That is perfect. That is amazing.
Now, to be
that
fair,
is actually, oh my gosh, I will credit you. I will credit you for it, and I will make a meme and I will credit you. Let me take a screenshot right now.
You will be cutting heads of lettuce, though, to be fair.
Zelnaga, are you on Instagram, though?
Aye.
Let me know what your Instagram handle is so I can properly credit you if I don't already have you on there.
Aye.
Okay. Oh, I see a babito.
Who's my boy?
So, okay, let's see. I like how Miyokos.
I think someone just.
What happened? Oh, Johnny again? Johnny Contreras, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for a second donation. $4.99.
I also hate causing PTSD to immigrant workers who have no option and can't even last 3 months at their job. It's sad, go vegan. I also love supporting. Thank you so much. And yes, you're absolutely right. Turnover rates at slaughterhouses are over 100%.
Yeah.
110% if I read the most recent thing that I read, but it is true. And even the slaughterhouse worker we spoke to, who used to work at Farmer John in Los Angeles, he told us that no slaughterhouse workers don't last more than 3 months on the kill floor. He ended up like transitioning to the refrigeration department after 3 months, and then eventually he just quit because he said, I remember he said they didn't even give him, they gave him rubber gloves, and the refrigeration department is like ridiculous. I don't know how cold, but it's ridiculously cold, and it is not it's not good working conditions.
No, of course not.
So, okay, let's see.
Want to move?
Yeah, let's move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read it. Wait, where? Oh, not that there is anything inherently wrong with alternative products. No, it's
thank you. Thank you, farmer's daughter.
Thanks for the permission.
Thanks for the permission to buy oat milk.
The demand for real animal products is only expected to increase.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Because that's why you're writing this article, I'm sure.
He's very confident.
Especially as China's middle class continues to grow.
Oh, so we're going to ship dead cow corpses over to China.
Okay, here's what's happening with this. Okay, so we all know that China is a little far behind as far as animal welfare goes.
I don't think they have any animal welfare laws, right?
Not right, no. The last thing we read, which was last year, was that they did not. So I think what might end up happening, and which is already happening, and we know that the slaughterhouse that we used to frequent for vigils, the security guard there told us that they were shipping cow carcasses all the way to Asia. Oh,
my boy, what you doing?
And that might be where, like, this would be what we would call desperation. When animal ag in the U.S. reaches that level of desperation, they are going to start
be like, well, we can ship it off.
Exporting animal flesh out to other countries who might be a little behind in the animal welfare law situation. So, everyone out there in other parts of the world, this is the time to start nipping this in the bud.
But the other thing too that I'm actually hopeful and why I'm not really worried about how, like, they're saying, oh, China's middle class continues to grow, right? And in the United States, we're often told that other countries sort of follow the trend of the United States, which is why in the United States it's so important to set good trends and be good examples and not be bad examples, right? So if it's true that, I mean, the logic here would follow that China's middle class continues to grow. As the middle class continues to grow, they're going to want to buy more meat and dairy and eggs, right? However, if the United States is transitioning to more of a vegan lifestyle, opting for plant-based products, then that would be then the new global trend, right? So then other countries would want to emulate what the United States is doing. What is the United States doing? Oh, they're going plant-based. So it might last a little bit longer. I mean, I just feel like kind of the direction that the U.S. goes is going to be very influential. And if the U.S., but it's not just the U.S. If the U.S. is heading this way, Canada's heading this way, Australia's heading this way, most of Europe is heading this way, then that's a global trend. That's not just a U.S. trend.
Just to catch up with you guys real quick, Zelnaga doesn't have an Instagram, but we will credit you anyway. Thank you. Be creative with the Alt tab. What does that mean?
Be creative with the Alt tab. Alt.
I don't know.
Maybe the @ symbol or the @ maybe she means be creative with the.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if Charlotte Clark asks if we do, does US do live export like we do from
OZ?
Where's OZ? Where's OZ?
Do you mean Oz as in, no, Aussie is Australia, AUSSIE.
Maybe that.
So
let us know what that means.
I don't know if, I don't know if US does live export.
US do, well, it's so at our fingertips information nowadays.
What?
Live
on
export
the very object that we're staring at. We
of animals. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for the question. Now we will know. Does the US... within the last, this is per the USDA. USDA begins enforcement of new animal export rule. This was in 2018.
From 2018,
International transport of farm animals by sea vessel is a major animal welfare issue, particularly for long-distance journeys such as those taken by cattle and sheep from Europe and Australia to the Middle East and North Africa. While little is reported about the involvement of the United States in the practice, AWI has been monitoring international export shipments over the past decade. Within the last 5 years, an estimated 2,211,394 live farm animals were exported from the United States to other countries. A majority of these traveled by land to Mexico or Canada. However, a significant portion, about 545,495, or about 1/4, were shipped to their destinations by sea or air. Air. Evidence indicates that transport by sea is the most dangerous of these three modes. Ocean voyages cover many thousands of miles and can last for weeks or even months. And this goes on. This is awionline.org, which is Animal Welfare Institute. So yes, the answer is yes.
Yes, and they're saying OZ does equal Australia, which is confusing Australia. What's with the homonym?
You mean
Oz?
Aussie?
Oz is where, Toto and
Oz, maybe that was home.
Oz has a wizard and a yellow brick road and an emerald city, in my opinion.
No,
Australia.
Aussies are
Aussies.
Oz. That makes sense. Sunnyshine 45, that makes sense.
Yeah. Isn't Aussie spelled A-U-S-S-I-E? Am I just too American and too dumb to understand this?
Honey, it's like... Oh, I can't think of an example. I think we do that about other things too.
It's like the capital letter F and the capital letter X.
Yes.
Meaning E-F-F-E.
SFX.
Yeah.
Sound effects.
Sound effects, yeah. Even though FX is, you don't spell the word effects with an X at all.
Let's finish this article. How about that?
Well, we were in the middle here of this paragraph. China's middle class continues to grow. Alternative meats, cheeses, and milks can help fill the gaps between production and demand. And of course, there are some people who just like the alternatives better.
Yeah.
Imagine that. As long as they're aware of nutritional deficiencies.
No, differences.
Oh, differences. As long as they're aware of nutritional differences.
Might as well. I'm sure that was what she meant.
Perfectly acceptable.
I'm sure she meant that.
Yes, there are nutritional differences between mock meat and real bacon. For example, mock meat will not give you colon cancer.
No, it might give you...
That's a nutritional difference.
It might give you other things, because here we are not promoting processed foods at all, even though...
No, but they're showing a picture of processed hamburger meat.
That's lab-grown.
Well, I don't know if it's really lab-grown or if they just,
I don't know, maybe that's...
If they Photoshop this. But the implication is that it's a mock meat equivalent to an existing product that we know causes cancer. Like, as we said at the beginning of the stream, like, she was pointing out that isn't it ridiculous that people blame meat for things like cancer? Not that ridiculous when the WHO, the World Health Organization, has labeled red meat and processed meat as carcinogens. Mm-hmm. So we know that they cause cancer.
Yeah. Is there gonna stuck?
Check on.
Oh, we haven't.
We need to turn.
Here, let me put Big Bubby on the couch.
We're gonna leave the stream.
You
take a break.
No, I'll bring Jackie over here. Although I don't know, she might get scared.
It's okay.
Let's say bye to Bubby for a little bit. It's almost bedtimes for Bubby.
Yes.
And then I'll bring Jackie.
8 o'clock bedtimes for chickens.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Good. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So, Jacqueline, do you want to come over here and say hi to everybody? Yeah. We don't get to see everybody as often. Oh, okay.
So let's see.
She might get scared from. She tends to get scared from of the equipment, like big things.
Jacqueline.
Okay. Let's see. Bubby's here. See, this is Jackie. Shall we continue?
Yeah. We'll go with the next.
But the problem is when people make choices to buy plant-based or lab-grown meat products solely because they believe meat is the big boogeyman they've heard about. It's not meat. Again, meat is attached to an animal.
Right.
By the way, rescued from a slaughter truck. Mm-hmm. We've seen this with our own eyes. Mm-hmm. We know the suffering exists. We've seen the thousands upon thousands of chickens arrive to Los Angeles from Fresno, San Diego, with respiratory diseases, with
broken legs,
broken wings, dying. And bleeding. Jackie actually was smashed, her toe was smashed by one of the crates because people just throw the chickens into the crates without even giving a...
Well, they're just objects.
Yeah.
They're just objects to be loaded onto a truck.
So she had to have her toe amputated because her toe was hanging from flesh.
The bone, it was a compound fracture bone sticking out of her toe. That's the type of injuries that are very common.
And this is her.
That's okay, though.
This right there. You have 2 toes. Good. Okay.
But 2 toes are just as good.
So us city folk have seen enough. Is the answer. So.
Not to mention that I grew up in West Virginia and you grew up in Costa Rica and we're very familiar with farm life, very familiar with hunting and fishing. Yes, we live in Los Angeles now, but we're not from Los Angeles. It is possible to change locations in a lifetime and have a multitude of experiences.
So yeah, meat is not the boogeyman. The boogeyman is the people who are profiting and exploiting these animals for profit.
Yeah.
Are you eating an Impossible Whopper because you enjoy it more than a regular Whopper? Or are you making food choices based on misinformation that eliminating meat will solve those societal ills I mentioned?
What's the misinformation again?
The misinformation, that's what blows my mind, because
she hasn't clarified.
I think if we go back to the basics, meat comes from live animals.
Mm-hmm.
We do not want to eat animals. That's it.
That's pretty
standard. Pretty basic.
But I mean, a vegan will tell you it's wrong to exploit and needlessly murder animals for taste pleasure, so I'm not going to eat a Whopper. I will opt for the Impossible Whopper, right? Mm-hmm. But a person saying, I simply don't want to ingest dietary cholesterol, so I'm choosing the Impossible Whopper. Why? Because it's impossible to ingest cholesterol if you only eat plants, because plants don't make cholesterol. Animals make cholesterol. Or if you want to reduce your saturated fat intake, or if you want to reduce your cancer risk, or if you want to reduce your greenhouse gas footprint, all of these things are factual. So my question is, what is the misinformation?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, are you just choosing the Impossible Whopper because of misinformation, but conveniently not saying what the misinformation is?
Well, I'm sure Burger King also conveniently decided to start selling the Impossible Whopper for the 3% of vegans that are.
We had 6 vegans outside of our Burger King protesting, and we were like, "That's it. We're gonna create a whole new sandwich just for them."
Yeah. All right. Catching up real quick with you guys before we continue.
Hi.
Let's see.
Hey, chicken.
Oh, you guys are having a conversation with Adam. Is Adam? Adam?
I think Adam's a non-vegan in the chat. People are entertaining his.
What if you eat backyard eggs? Adam, we can tell you about backyard eggs. Jackie here was raised to be a meat chicken and an egg-laying chicken. She's a New Hampshire Red, which comes from Rhode Island Reds. And New Hampshire Reds were actually, so they were bred from Rhode Island Reds to be just as productive in terms of their flesh and egg-laying. And Jackie was on a slaughter truck, and she was about 6 months old, and she was an egg layer, and she also conveniently happened to be very heavy at the age of 6 months. So she was being sent to slaughter because her egg laying production had ceased to be profitable. Right now, as you know, she's about 3 years old, and she maybe lays eggs. She hasn't actually laid eggs this year yet, so she might be towards the end. Like, this is how this might.
She's 3 now, so she could
possibly maybe lay eggs in August, maybe in September, and that's it, or maybe not at all.
Yes.
But
the egg-laying chickens are typically murdered at 6 months to 18 months old.
Yeah.
So she's 3 years old, right?
Yeah, so you're not going to want to be here.
You're going to be
safe,
just fine.
Safe with us forever.
You're safe here forever, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
So the problem that vegans will illustrate, Adam, with backyard eggs is that when you obtain chickens for the purposes of laying eggs, first of all, most people, the vast majority of chickens that are sold to people for the purpose of having a backyard hen to lay backyard eggs, or multiple hens, those chickens still come from breeders.
Yeah.
Breeders still artificially inseminate chickens against their will to create more chickens to lay eggs. Now, 50% of those eggs that hatch at a chicken breeder are going to be male. And if you're caught up with your middle school health education, you'll understand that male animals do not lay eggs. And so, if you're looking for an egg-laying chicken, a male sex of the breed of chickens that lays eggs is useless to people who want backyard eggs.
Yeah.
So what they do with male chickens is that they murder them on day 1 of their life. So not only that, but you're still viewing the animal as a commodity.
Jackie's male brothers probably died in a macerator.
Yeah, they're probably ground up alive or thrown out in the trash or put in a gas chamber or sealed in plastic and left to suffocate. That's standard practice. And it's not, again, it's not because egg producers are mean and they hate chickens and they want them to die. It's that a male egg-laying chicken is useless. Useless to the egg industry. Why do I need all these males? They will never lay eggs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to feed them and give them water so that they can give me nothing in return. That's the mindset of an egg farmer. And then,
but yeah, so Adam did say here that he is not vegan.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We weren't vegan once either.
Most vegans grew up non-vegan.
Yeah.
Although you do make a claim here where you say if you eat a lot of cholesterol, your body will know to stop making it. So eating cholesterol is not unhealthy at all.
That is not true.
It's not true. We're not here to...
I speak from experience, having had cholesterol over 250 at the age of 12.
Yeah.
I had high cholesterol, and guess what? When I moved to the U.S.
On average,
because we started eating all the processed stuff that we would see advertised in Costa Rica, rice-a-roni, pasta-roni, by the way, we would gorge on that stuff. And next thing I knew, I have memories of going to a nutritionist at the age of 12, and she was recommending we switch to low-fat milk, low-fat cottage cheese, things like that. At the age of 12, I had over 200 cholesterol. No, your body does not notice that would be impossible. I have a friend whose father had over 400 cholesterol. He died of, he had diabetes. He died of a heart attack. I don't know where you're getting this information, but be careful because that is not accurate. And cholesterol, like our bodies, if we ingest, I mean, it doesn't make sense. I'm not even sure how to contest it because I have a whole experience that contests it.
What I would say
it
is...
wasn't, sorry, one more thing. It wasn't until I went vegan that my cholesterol dropped. It is now at 170. No, wait, I have it right here on my desktop. You can say something while I look for it.
I'm guessing that issue was brought up based on the fact that I said if a person were to choose the Impossible Whopper because they wish to not ingest dietary cholesterol, that is factual. Because the Impossible Whopper does not contain any cholesterol because it's not made from animals. So, factually speaking, the only way that you can eat dietary cholesterol is if you eat animal products. So we're not a health channel. Neither of us are nutritionists. Neither of us are doctors.
No.
So we're not here to give medical advice or nutrition advice. But if a person wants to avoid eating cholesterol, the only way to do that is to eat plants.
Yeah.
And if by eating plants, you are achieving the goal of not consuming dietary cholesterol, which makes the AGDAILY claim ridiculous because, again, she's citing that there's misinformation involved. And all I was saying is that if a person wants to reduce their cholesterol intake and they want to choose a plant-based burger, that would solve that problem. Yeah. They would thus be ingesting less cholesterol. Whether you want to ingest cholesterol or not is a separate issue.
So my cholesterol from October of last year, and we didn't even make a video about this because it's irrelevant to animal ethics. But yeah, I got my blood work done and it was perfect. I mean, I have to say. Let's see, protein was total protein 7.3, and the max is 8.1. We have cholesterol. My total cholesterol was 178. With LDL being 88. So, yeah, 88. And my triglycerides are 96, which is amazing because they are down from like a ridiculous number. And I don't know if I have that ridiculous number. Oh, yeah, I do. It's in the same. Yeah, my triglycerides were 169 in 2017. That's when I had just gone vegetarian. Because
just
guess what?
Vegan.
No. Oh, we went. Oh, yeah, because
we had just started.
We had just started.
Yeah.
and it takes a while to clear those arteries. So, moving on. Did we finish the article? We are so close.
The article has 2 more paragraphs.
Let's finish it.
You want to crank them out?
The distinction matters because behind every beef patty, every chicken nugget, and every slice of bacon is a family farmer.
Oh.
Because
so sweet. So sweet.
But again, like
they murder pigs as a family.
And we're destroying the planet. But the family farmer, okay.
Family.
The constant attacks against meat affects their bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not against meat, it's for animal rights.
Yeah.
And whether the farm will be passed along to the next generation, probably not. Start bracing yourselves. In the case of the Paws Act, the stakes are even higher. Farmers could go to prison just for implementing good animal husbandry. That's not what we read.
Yeah, that's not how we interpreted it.
Apparently it has a little more to do. This is just disingenuous. So before you dive into your next perfectly cooked steak, I prefer the reverse sear method. Oh yeah, we had to throw that in. Because, you know, it's funny that you should throw that in. She knows vegans are reading this.
Oh.
Consider the rhetoric and the direction things are headed. The public relations war always makes meat the villain. Again, not meat. And usually the bad guy doesn't win in the end.
Yeah, usually the bad guy doesn't win in the end.
So you're starting to pick up on the trend.
You're starting to notice consumer demand. Maybe you should adjust your supply.
Her goal is to look what it says here. Her goal is to promote farmers and tackle the misinformation swirling around the U.S. food industry.
She likes that word, but never provides evidence for it.
Yes. So like the misinformation, again, the misinformation that we're talking about here, what it really comes down to for us is that meat comes from the animals we love, and we don't want to eat those we love.
Yes.
That's it.
We could offer like concrete evidence of misinformation, right? So if for example, you run a dairy farm and you sell cow breast milk, and on the packaging you show happy looking cows in a pasture with a sunny sky, lots of grass, but in reality this milk actually comes from a place where the cows are forced into tight confined spaces in cages. They're mechanically milked. They're artificially inseminated. They don't roam on grass. They eat grass. They eat grass that's been like shipped in and turned into food for them, or sometimes they eat corn or soy or whatever food. Like that is misinformation, or it's at least misrepresentation. You're creating this idea of an idyllic farm scenario when over 90% of all animal products purchased in grocery stores are factory farmed.
Excuse me for 1 second. Antonio needs to drink water.
Oh.
1 second. I'm going to put you back in here.
I mean, that's the end of the article.
Yeah, that is the end. You want to catch up with the comments while I get these guys some water? It is a hot day in California, unfortunately. Climate change is real. 90-degree weather every frickin' day. I have never seen this in my 11 years of California, having lived here. Hold on, Bubby. Hold on, Bubby. Where did your water go?
Let's see here.
Pardon me?
So Adam Farrow says, explain people, bodybuilders who eat 30 eggs a day and have perfect cholesterol levels.
I don't know. I would have to see evidence of that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You've just made the most vacuous anecdotal claim ever. Explain people, bodybuilders, who eat 30 eggs a day and their cholesterol is perfect. The cholesterol level that will never result in atherosclerosis forming, I believe, is 140. So unless their cholesterol is under 140, that's not a perfect cholesterol level. What you mean by perfect cholesterol is you mean normal cholesterol, well, normal cholesterol is
not perfect cholesterol. Normal is just, that's what everybody has. And then you also need to provide who exactly are these bodybuilders? Do they in fact eat 30 eggs a day, and what is their cholesterol score?
Please provide a study that isn't sponsored by the
Yes.
American Egg Association,
if like,
and maybe we'll talk. But again, we don't even talk about health on this channel because we are perfectly healthy as vegans and as plant-based eaters, and the issue is, you know, for us as animal rights.
Veganism is an ethics-based lifestyle, so we're not dietitians, we're not nutritionists, but I can say that that claim you just made is completely vacuous and empty.
Yeah.
Rebecca Coombs just donated $4.99. Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Rebecca says, thanks for the live tonight. You two are awesome.
This
So
is
thank you,
Bubby's
Rebecca.
water. Thank you so
Hi.
much.
Let's see if little Bubby wants some agüita.
Jacqueline wants some.
Agüita.
There
Oh.
we go. Yes, he wants
Yes.
Bubby wants water.
Agüita, mi pollito. Mi pollito.
Well, let's see.
Little Fire Ruth, thanks Rebecca too. Says thank you for $4.99. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, also one of the things we didn't mention, Adam, is most chickens will die of reproductive illnesses. We've had 2 already who we rescued die of reproductive illnesses because their bodies are so overtaxed, even if it's like the first 6 months of their lives. You know, a breed like Jackie's, New Hampshire Reds, lay over 250 eggs a year. We can't imagine what that is like because as of right now, she hasn't laid any eggs.
For all of 2021.
For all of 2021. But I knew what it was like last year. She laid eggs for 2 months and maybe 3 or 4 a week, sometimes 5. And it was mind-blowing to watch her. It was like she was giving birth every day. I don't know if you've ever watched a chicken lay an egg. It's a process. It's not just like they plop out. You know, they start panting, they get hot, they look for a place to nest. They're in there for hours. They don't get up from their eggs if they're, you know, if motherhood hasn't been bred out of them, which a lot of breeds have had. That particular motherhood has been bred out of them. It's not useful for farmers if chickens are brooders because it's harder for them to, you know, take the eggs, and it's if they're sitting on eggs, they won't likely produce more eggs. It's a whole thing. But why are you eating anything that comes out of a chicken's J-hole?
Butt vagina.
Butt vagina. Like what? Who thought of that? Jesus. Louis Gato. Hello. About a year after I went plant-based in 1991, my total cholesterol was 119.
That's very low.
That's awesome. That's ideal. Where are you going?
Chicken.
Chicken.
I think it might be chicken bedtime.
It is chicken bedtime, so we have to wrap up. Adam Farrow. Okay, let's talk. Sorry. He said to the 40-year-old vegan, I'm not trying to attack you, but why did you visit a slaughterhouse? Adam, by the way, the 40-year-old vegan did not visit a slaughterhouse. He used to work at a slaughterhouse, if you didn't know. But vegans are not obsessed with blood. We are obsessed with spreading the truth. And that's why we visited slaughterhouses 3 times a week for over a year and a half. Pig slaughterhouse, cow slaughterhouse, chicken slaughterhouse. And
the reason is because we wanted to share the truth.
Yeah,
with what goes on.
We have
because most people don't know what goes on.
Tons of footage, tons of pictures. Like literally, I could show you right now pictures that I took
What's wrong?
at these slaughterhouses. And I know they're not going to show well on camera.
Handsome boy.
They scroll through my 2,500 pictures on my. But we do not go because we are obsessed with blood. We want this to end. Why don't you go to a slaughterhouse and see how you feel? That is my proposal to you. Did I move these to a different folder? Probably, because I had so many. I might have. I did.
Text them to me. I can bring them up on the stream.
I think I moved him to a whole different folder on my computer.
That's right.
But we have so much footage. We have so many pictures of these poor animals, and I mean, if anyone were to, if you were to show up at a slaughterhouse and just smell the air, good luck wanting to. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Let's see, chickens. You want chickens? I don't know. Let's see. This one was dead on. Oh, I can't even.
Just text it to me.
You can text it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'll text them to you one by one. Oh, I have to turn my Wi-Fi on. Okay, here you go. There's the one. I mean, I have so many dead chicken ones. This is another one. All the pig ones are definitely on my computer. These are just the chicken ones. Blood. There's the broken wing one here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a pig. Well, I have this one, which is just us giving the pigs water. The pigs, by the way, they travel from across the United States all the way to California. They often have to cross the desert in very, very, very high temperatures, and then the temperatures drop overnight, and these pigs are like exhausted by the time they get here. They are panting, they're dying of dehydration. They have vomit all over them because pigs get car sick too. They have urine and feces all over them. They have tumors. I mean, you name it. I don't know. If most people visited a slaughterhouse, they would stop eating meat that day. And that's what tended to happen. You know, sometimes people would drive by and they would see the group of us like holding vigil, and they would stop and see what was up, and they'd hang out, and then a truck came and they'd be like, you know. All right, so yeah, that's a picture I took. I mean, that's not uncommon. I have like a zillion pictures of.
Pretty standard.
It's, you know, chickens are very temperature sensitive. Our chickens, they don't go out in the weather we've been having. 90 degrees is deadly. They live indoors, and they go out early in the morning and in the evenings when the temperature cools down, because they will easily get a respiratory illness. I mean, these are babies, guys. That's the thing.
That's Jackie. Okay.
That's okay. These are babies, and it's so easy to find alternatives that taste exactly the same. Like, really, just come to terms with the fact that you're eating animal carcass. You're eating animal carcass. Where's Gracie May?
She's in the guest room.
Okay. Ciao, baby me.
There's
Artist Bro, thank you so much for your donation. We appreciate that. 19, I don't know what that symbol is, but thank you so much. That is going straight into our animal rights or animal rescue fund for Fairu, who's falling asleep, and Antonio, who's also falling asleep.
And here's another picture that we took from chicken slaughterhouse. Pretty common.
Yeah, I mean, many dead on arrivals.
So many animals arrive dead.
But they're chickens, right? So who cares? I mean, these are, we saw thousands of chickens. We saw chickens with eyes that had been burned from the ammonia.
Thank you, Artist Bro. Thank you so much for your donation. And Fire, thanks you too.
Produce, not pills. What do you think are the best kind of vegan activist shirts or stickers? The ones we make. Check them out on Etsy.
On our Etsy store.
VLAM? Whoa, wait. So I got into an argument with someone who saw your cow milk is for cow sticker. No way. The one we make.
That's the one we sell on Etsy.
Which you recently bought basically they think displaying the message is condemning non-vegans and condescending. They say that they don't care. Well, if they don't care, why are they
bringing it up?
Exactly. It is.
Clearly they do care.
We have to remember that when people have a reaction to our vegan message, it is because it conflicts with their conscience. It is not animal rights to say that animals deserve the right to live a life free of suffering. What's condescending about that? And frankly, if people say this a lot, like the message is condemning, or we're wagging our finger, we're judgy, right? Well, if you know that eating animal flesh causes suffering, which it evidently does, no animal wants to die against their will, then what's wrong with being judgy? I say judge away. We do that with every other social justice movement.
Yep.
Every single one. Women's rights, children's rights, LGBTQ. Like if someone's being racist, we judge away. Like no one goes and says like, oh, you're being condescending. Like, this is just an extension. Oop. Doop doop. Doop doop. Okay.
What you're looking at there on screen is pigs crammed into a metal truck, a steel box with a bunch of holes on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they ride in from Texas to California, from Montana to California.
Oh, we can show you guys a
from
lot.
Oklahoma to California.
I'll have more ready next time. That's scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of these.
So these are 6-month-old baby animals that will be
let me take care of her.
either gassed in a gas chamber or electrocuted, stunned, and then they'll have their throat slit.
Yeah.
And that's what will happen.
Yeah.
We recognize that, I guess a lot of you are sort of conversing with Adam in the comments, so I don't know how much of what we're saying is getting through.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, veganism is about the ethics. Veganism is an ethical lifestyle. It's about not causing harm to sentient beings if you don't have to. And you don't have to.
Yeah.
If you shop at a grocery store, you don't have to.
And nothing justifies that.
If you go to a restaurant, you don't have to.
Farmer's daughter said, the people suffering here are the farmers. Well, violence does not justify, or, we cannot justify violence by saying that farmers are suffering, because we could use that logic with any other social justice movement. Like, we can say pedophiles are suffering because they want to abuse children.
Right.
So,
these stupid laws won't let them.
Yeah. This is
you have to think about the abusers now.
The way things are going is that animal rights are becoming more important to people, and you're just gonna have to go with the flow. That's just the way it's gonna go. There's no going back. Sorry.
Hold on.
I think
it's time for. Okay, we gotta go because our babies want to go to bed.
Sunny Shine says, "Is that the Regan Russell truck?" I don't know what you mean by that. Obviously, that's not the exact truck.
No.
But that's
not.
Probably a similar.
Regan
type
Russell
of
is
truck.
the woman who died she got hit by the.
Yes, but what I'm saying is I don't think that you're asking is that the literal actual truck. No, but it's probably a very similar truck. This is how pigs arrive at slaughterhouses in many countries and many cities.
Yeah.
But let's say good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody. Thank you so much
Say
for
good
your
night to
donations.
Bethlehem.
Everything helps. If you
Hold on,
feel
sweetheart.
inclined to donate after this live stream, please Venmo us at Those Annoying Vegans or check out our Etsy store. Everything goes to Antonio and Fairu, who Antonio just had his amputation / makeover. And soon he will be getting a prosthetic, just like Fairu. Fairu's
getting
prosthetic is 2 to 3 weeks away, and then we'll be able to walk around again. Yes. We're so excited. These guys, they have personalities, they have feelings, they They are living beings worthy of respect and, you know, something as it's, you know, this is, I know in like the grand scheme of things to most people, like helping Fireru walk again is probably not like a huge deal, but to him it is. Yeah. And we want to make that happen for him.
What was that quote? You cannot change the whole world, but you can.
Oh, but you can change the entire world for an animal.
Well, what is it? You cannot. I have to look it up now. It was a good turn of like change the world for one person, but you can quote just. I don't think it's animal related.
No, but this is. Yeah, it's been reworked into many.
There you go. It's helping one person might not change the world,
but it could change the world.
But it could change the world for that one person. Yeah.
Yes. So we appreciate your help.
Yes, of course. And thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
Yes, real quick before we leave. Sorry, VLM said Mike the Vegan. How did we? Mike the Vegan. If you're concerned about health, Adam.
Or
go to Mike the Vegan.
Goji Man. Goji Man's another great health-related channel.
Or go to a doctor with the many.
You can also go to the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine or nutritionfacts.org.
Yeah.
Adam Farrow tagged us. Those knowing vegans, veganism is not about health. Then what if I want to live with good health? There's no evidence that you can't be healthy and eat 100% plant-based diet.
According to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, made up of hundreds of nutrition professionals from around the world who are
thousands, I think,
who are not necessarily vegan.
No.
A plant-based lifestyle is perfectly healthy. You can find the study online. Just type it in.
So yes, if you abuse, you exploit needlessly animals, you're not vegan. But what you're saying is, what if you want to live with good health? You can live with good health and be vegan.
Yeah.
There's many things you can be and be vegan. People make that argument. Well, if I want to be this, then I can't be vegan.
Baby girl.
If you care about animals and you align your actions with your values,
this is
then you are vegan. Are you doing pull-ups?
Yep.
We do have a pull-up bar behind us.
Okay, that's. I can do pull-ups. So you can be vegan and do a couple pull-ups. That's without, I don't work out, and that's without working out. So I really need to start working out again. We used to, but then COVID, and then we just kind of lost it. We're trying to get ourselves to start again with like the stuff that we have in the house, and it's just like it's just not the same. But that's with no working out. So if you want to get fit,
if you want to be a bodybuilder and vegan, you can be that.
Yeah.
If you want to be skinny and vegan, you can be that. If you want to be unhealthy and vegan, you can be that. If you want to be very healthy and vegan, you can be that. You can be many things and be vegan. Veganism has no political affiliation, no religious affiliation. It has nothing to do with health. It has nothing to do with anything other than if you're a person who cares about animals and you don't want to see them needlessly harmed, then stop paying for them to be needlessly harmed.
Adam, we never censor people who disagree with us. What would be the point?
We haven't censored you.
No. He says
chat.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks for not. Okay.
Wait.
I got you.
We don't censor people who disagree with us. We censor people who are, say really bad things. We don't want to. Where are you going? She's like going that way.
She's on the mic cable.
But honestly, like we don't want to be speaking into an echo chamber. We want to have discussions and conversations. It's okay that the world is made up of billions of people who think differently. Like we need to be okay with that. I feel like this generation is often not okay with that, and we need to be okay with that. And I think it's because we have social media now, and people are now realizing, oh my God, people think differently. That's okay. Let's think different. That's what makes up the people who are born in different countries and have different backgrounds and experiences. We can talk. Let's talk. Now we need to go.
So thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so
Fireru
much.
thanks you. Antonio thanks you. To everyone who donated, thank you so much. To all of our Patreon patrons, thank you so much. If you would like to become a Patreon patron, you may do so. If you'd like to donate, you can donate via Venmo, visit our Etsy shop, grab some stickers or t-shirts. And until next time, guys. Bye.
That was so weak. Bye. We'll see you next time.
Extend this. Hold on. Doop.
Oh, by the way, it was my birthday on Sunday, so you should donate.
Yes, your birthday was last Sunday.
Oh, who wants to guess how old? We'll end it there. Bye.
Uh-oh.
And the live stream.